Hello and welcome to my keto journey. I hope that you're having a wonderful Tuesday. It has been a beautiful week this week with the weather. Finally getting into summer. If you are watching from YouTube and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel and you would like to, I would appreciate your support. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in today. And if you're watching from Facebook Live on my keto journey, hi guys, it's great to have you with us as well. Today and all this week, we're going to be focusing on emotional eating. There are just a few of my tips in handling emotional eating, and I've had so many messages that I receive about this topic. So I decided that I would be doing a series of these videos about emotional eating. And I'm going to tell you my own story about emotional eating, binge eating, and comfort eating. Today is going to be more about emotional eating, and then we're going to follow on in the series with comfort eating, and then follow on after that into binge eating. So it's going to be a series that you can follow and look into, and a lot of you are probably going to feel like that was you or that is you right now, because I know a lot of my members in my keto journey, they look to see what the ketogenic lifestyle is about, and they haven't made the change quite yet. So I want to get the message out there about how we can overcome emotional eating, comfort eating, and binge eating. So I'm going to start with just telling you a little bit about myself. So my name is Sharon Hartley, and I have been following a ketogenic lifestyle now for 14 months. I'm going now on my 15th month. I started back in February 22nd of 2017. And if you would like to join my keto journey, if you're watching from YouTube, there is a Facebook tab in my banner. If you would like to click that, and that will bring you straight to our group, so you can look at tips, tricks, recipes, as well as every Friday I put out 7-day meal plans, which has been tried and tested by myself. So that just makes it so much easier with the emotional eating, because then you've got a strict plan to set in place for the whole entire week. Not every meal plan is going to be to everyone's taste, but it's there if you want to use it. So here is my story. I had been battling with my weight my entire life. Now, when I say my entire life, I mean as a child. I started emotionally eating from the age of 8. I had a lot of abuse in my family, a lot of things happened to me in my life where I would overeat and I would be emotional. Things triggered my emotions. So words will trigger your emotions. Abuse will trigger your emotions. The way people treat you will trigger your emotions. If you feel left out by others, it can trigger emotions. And I think as women, we're more emotional creatures than men are, because men seem to be more of a tougher exterior. They're more they're just not focused on their emotions. They try and they're more tougher and laid back and relaxed. Men don't seem to hold on to things, whereas women, we seem to hold on to things, and we're overthinkers, and we continuously overthink things where we get ourselves stressed and in a tizzy, and it's just gets overwhelming. And then it festers up inside, and we just become it's a whirlwind, like just a whirlwind, like even a tornado effect feeling. So for me, I had battled with my weight from when I was 8, and the abuse just kept on going up until I was 24. Then the person no longer lived, and they died. They died about 11 years ago, and just my life changed since then. But then I started just having more issues with it. But yeah, getting into the whole emotional thing. I have been in therapy all of my life from when I was 8 up until I was about 25. Therapy didn't help me because they told me that I needed to leave my situation. Well, I didn't have that option to leave. One, because I wasn't financially able to support myself. Where would I go? I didn't want to be in a halfway house with people that might trigger me even off more. So I just stayed in that environment. And that is what was really hard for me, was to be in that kind of environment where I was emotionally eating. Now, stress will also get you very emotional. If your husband or your wife, boyfriend or girlfriend, if they're not going to be supportive of you, or if you're in an argument or you have a disagreement, that's going to be an emotional trigger for you as well. And I have had that happen. I've had disagreements and arguments with people where it has triggered the emotional eating. So when I used to get emotional, I would grab for the chocolate. Sugar was the major setback for me. I would go through a whole family-size block of chocolate, and I wouldn't stop. I would not stop there. I would grab for anything that was carb heavy. I would make spaghetti and pasta, and I couldn't leave that alone. I would have 2 or 3 servings. I would eat the whole entire bowl, and I would have big bowls. And the meal would be a serving of, say, 5 or 6 people. My husband would only have 1 serving, or my mum would only have 1 serving when I grew up, and I would just eat it until it was finished. So that was emotional eating. Now, back then, I didn't really know it was emotional eating. That's the only way that I knew. That was the only way that I knew. No one pointed that out to me. So I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know about the habits that I had. When I would get emotional, I would grab for things. I would hide food. I would hide candy and chocolate bars and you name it. I would hide it from my husband. I would hide it in my bedroom. I would put it in a drawer in the bedroom, the side drawer. I'd have a drawer in my kitchen where I would have food in there. I would even, when I would take a bath, I would have food in the bathtub and I would eat in there. With emotional eating, it just consumed me. It consumed my whole life. I would sit here on the computer. I would be watching Netflix. I would be just browsing on Facebook or just playing games and stuff. And I'd have a big bag of chips here by my side, and I would just be constantly stuffing my face without really even realizing what I was doing. And I'm sure a lot of you viewers can relate to that emotional eating can be a destructive thing. And so now I'm going to share with you 5 tips to overcome the emotional eating. With my emotional eating, I had to identify what the triggers were, and this was my first step to stopping it. So the triggers were the people that I was around, and if they weren't supportive and they were being negative and they were bringing me down, I had to remove them. The toxic people in my life, I just had to just move on with my life. Now, that is not always an option. I understand that's not always an option. For me, that was my trigger point. My trigger point was stress as well. I had applied for a green card and it had taken 3 whole years. I had done all the paperwork myself. We hadn't gone to a solicitor or a lawyer for that. And that was really, really stressful. I had got denied once where the paperwork said that I had a certain date to put the paperwork in, and then the cover letter said another date. So it was really stressful, and they don't understand the situation. You try and tell them, well, this is what happened, but they don't care. All they care about is just getting you in and out and getting you through the system. The other major thing that I went through and my husband went through is we went through an interview where we had our marriage questioned, that it was a legitimate marriage, that we were living with each other, that every bill that we have had my name on it. We had to prove so many things, like me coming into LA every time. The lady, she really made me feel like I was either a terrorist. I was just really like, it was an interrogation. And I'm from a very good country, Australia. And Australia and America have a very good relationship. So I didn't think that there would be any problems. But we ran into problems, and it just really stressed me out. It got my blood boiling. My blood pressure would go up. And my husband, I'm so glad that I had him by my side, because he would be my calm in my storm. Now, that's the other thing that I want to mention. It really helps if you have someone who is supportive in this journey of your ketogenic lifestyle. There's someone that's going to support you and help you through it, to help you go to the grocery store, make better decisions for yourself, get you motivated, tell you to get out and exercise, to not push you, but to just be behind you. And that is exactly what my husband has done, what my mum has done. My mum is on the ketogenic lifestyle as well, and she has lost 14 kilos, and she's doing really well. And so getting the family on board really helps. So identify your triggers, whatever that may be. Your triggers might be that you've been through a nasty divorce, that you're going through a horrible breakup. Divorces can be extremely difficult. My husband had been through a divorce, and it was extremely, extremely hard. It was hard on the both of us, because I felt like I was going through it too. And things get nasty, and things get just so overwhelming. And it can change your whole identity. It can change the person that you once thought that you were. And your whole, like, materialistic things can be taken away. And just think about what your emotional trigger is. When you're getting emotional, how do you deal with that? You need to deal with your triggers first before you can overcome the emotional eating. You have to find a better way to deal with it. So find something that you love doing. If you love doing Pilates or yoga, go out for a walk, go out for a brisk walk, get some air. If you like watching a movie, calling your friends, maybe cooking something in the kitchen for someone who might need it. Someone might have died, and you might want to do something special for them. Doing something special for someone else takes the stress off of you, and it's giving you purpose. So find something that is going to give you purpose. Now, my faith, I'm a Christian, and my faith has totally given me purpose. I have grown so much over the time with the ketogenic lifestyle. I've changed. I'm a new person. I don't emotional eat anymore. I find things that I love to do when I get emotional, which is very rarely. Maybe when it gets that time of the month for women, we're very emotional and moody creatures. So we deal with the situation on hand, and we may listen to music, something that is relaxing for us. We might light a candle, read a book, keep yourself busy. So until you find what your triggers are, you're not really going to be successful with the emotional eating. So find your triggers, write them down in a that's what I've done. Write it down in a journal. Write your feelings down in a journal. Keep a journal and write down every single day and read through it. Read through it. And if you're going through a tough time, or if you want to write someone a letter that you're having an issue with, write it all down, read it through it, and then burn it. There's just some tips that you can do. Number 2 is make time for you. Create a healthy escape and a way to distract yourself. Yes, like if you can, go to the mall, walk around to your local mall, do circles of your local mall. Just window shop if you don't have the money to go out and spend. Window shop. Go to the park and walk your dog, play with your dog in your yard even. We have a big yard. We live in the woods, and I try and get my dog out there and throw the stick, or, go out and wash your car, vacuum your car. Get yourself busy. Clean your house, deep clean your house. That's what I've been doing, just keeping yourself busy. Keeping yourself busy where you're not thinking about food, you're not thinking about your emotions, you're just thinking about what you are doing at that time. Do something special for you. If you put money aside every month, go get yourself a massage, go get yourself a facial, go, if you're a guy, go to a sporting goods store and buy you something that you like. If you are wanting to do activities like go white water rafting or hiking even, or find trails or somewhere that you can walk in your local area. Find community groups that you might like to get involved with, sporting community groups. If you're into wanting to learn how to shoot a gun, get into a group where you learn how to shoot a gun. Just think about what you like. People like to sew. With the ketogenic lifestyle, we might like to alter our clothes because we can't afford new clothes, so we like to alter our clothes. And getting on your sewing machine, it's relaxing. Knitting and crocheting, or any kind of crafty activities that you might like, scrapbooking. You could scrapbook your journey put all your before, during, and after pictures in a scrapbook and write down what your weight was at the time, what your measurements were at the time, what non-scale victories that you went through at the time. It might be that you were in a smaller size clothes. It might be that you're gaining more confidence. It might be that you're overcoming your emotional eating. It might be that you're not such a stressful person anymore. Put that all in a scrapbook. Whatever you want, whatever you wish to do, do so. Number 3, talk it out. Ask yourself if you are really hungry or just eating because you're stressed. So if you get to where you're at an emotional point, talk about it. Do I really need this? Is this cookie going to make me feel good? Like, don't just reach out for that cookie. Don't just reach out of it for habit. think about how it's going to make you feel afterwards. You're going to feel, maybe you're going to feel bloated. Maybe you're going to feel miserable. You don't want to go back to the way that you were before. For myself, when I was eating a lot of the bad foods, I wouldn't really think about the regret and the guilt and the shame. That is exactly what I would feel afterwards. And then I would feel like I would have to take a long, long nap, and I would feel horrible. The weight would be piling back up. I would get on the scales, and I don't like the scales. I don't even like the scales now. I keep away from the scales. I'm not about numbers. I'm about the health benefits of the ketogenic lifestyle. So finding out if it's really worth putting in your mouth. Finding out that, do I really need this? Am I really hungry? Tune into your body. If it's telling you you're hungry, your body will growl. You will feel like you need to eat something. Don't think about your emotions. Do something that I have suggested in my previous steps. So talk it out to yourself. Just even if you vocally talk it out to yourself, because I do that. Do I really need this Quest bar? Do I really need that, or could I be eating salad instead with some grilled chicken? What's the healthier option out of the two? The salad. And I don't want to feel shameful or regret or guilt. And I don't want to feel bloated and have my inflammation coming back. So those are the kind of things that I think about. Number 4, if you are really struggling with emotional eating, get out of your house and don't buy it. Don't buy the stuff. If it's not there, it can't tempt you. So what I suggest is, when you start the ketogenic lifestyle, is that you get everything that is going to tempt you out of your house. Go through all your cupboards with a garbage bag. If it is something new that hasn't been opened before, put it in a garbage bag and send it to your local food bank. That is what I have done. Just clear your whole house out. Go to the grocery store. Start afresh. Start afresh with in your cupboards. If you are really struggling with the emotional eating and emotions come up, get out of the house, go for a walk, take your car keys and get in your car. If you have a driver's license, take your driver's license out of your wallet or your purse. Don't take any money with you, just maybe emergency money if you run out of gas. But don't take any money with you because you're likely going to go to a store and get food. So go somewhere. Go to the beach if you have a beach that's local to you. Go and walk along the beach. Go to a park. Maybe go over to your friend's place and talk with him or her. Just get your mind off of emotional eating. Just find someone that you can really talk to, and someone that's non-judgmental and that will just be there to support you. Go out and feed your chickens or your pets. Your pets are going to benefit from getting walked. Cuddle them. Cuddle up with your husband or wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend. Watch a movie. Just do anything that is going to get your mind off your emotions. Number 5, with emotional eating, instead of grabbing for food, you could be chewing gum, sugar-free gum, of course, and this can help with the urge and keep your mouth busy. Just make sure that it, like I said, it's sugar-free. Also, you could be drinking more water as well, or coffee, just something that you're going to be, if you need something in your mouth and constantly chewing, that can really help with the habit of putting something in your mouth. Now, I have shared my story with you, and it would be great if you would share yours with me, because I would really love to help you through your struggles, through your emotions, and sharing. I always say sharing is caring. And you know, you think you're the only person out there with emotional struggles, but you're not. You're not alone. So many people are going through so many difficult situations, so many struggles, and it just helps in Facebook groups, on YouTube. It just helps to have someone there that is not going to judge you for your eating habits, for your lifestyle, maybe your lifestyle choices. It really helps to have someone that's there behind you, whether it be your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or whoever is special in your life, for them to really be there for you. Because emotional eating is a struggle, and it's a real thing, and a lot of people shrug that off, but it's a real thing, and it's something that you need to go through, and it's something that you also need to sometimes hit rock bottom. That is what happened with me. I hit rock bottom, and I came to a day where I said, no more. I can't be doing this to myself. I have to learn how to deal with my emotions better. I have to learn how to find out what the triggers are, and I have to just overcome all that, because it's going to take over my life, and I don't want to live this way. I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I have come from a background where of violence and abuse, and you know, I've gotten therapy for that, and I'm glad that I've gotten therapy for that. And I suffered with major depression and anxiety, and I came through all of that. And with my faith, with being a Christian, God had set me free from all of that. I am now free from all of my battles with depression. I used to take medication for it. I'm no longer on medication. It's been about 2 years since I've been off my meds, and I feel great. They, I think, were making me feel worse, and I had been to the point where I was suicidal as well, and I attempted to take my own life. And when I, obviously not, I hope I'm not going to get all cry, but when I knew that I wasn't going to succeed, and God had helped me, He kept me here for a purpose. And I believe that my purpose here on earth is to help people with their battles and struggles and food addictions, and to get you through the hard times, because I've been there. You can talk to people all day about food addictions and emotional eating, but if they haven't been in your shoes, then they don't know exactly what you're going through. So it really helps to have that support system. And for women, it actually helps to have a group of women that are there to support you, because it's also a hormonal thing as well with emotions. Our hormones go outrageous when it's that time, or we might have higher estrogen in our bodies, or all that fun stuff that we have as women. And as women, we go through really hard times, like tantrums with our kids, screaming kids. Our kids might go off the track, off the rails, and those kind of things really do trigger us. Some people being a mom, it's hard. I mean, if you're a single mom and you don't have the support of the baby's dad, then it's really, really hard. So get yourself in a group, maybe into a support group, because I've always said that with emotional eating, it's kind of like AA, Alcohol Anonymous, that you need to talk about your feelings, because if you don't talk about your feelings, it's going to bottle up and it's just going to combust. It's going to burst out. And that was the problem with me. I kept all my feelings in. I wouldn't let anyone help me. And I would, yeah, and then the food would be there and I would reach for it. But since I have been doing the ketogenic lifestyle now for going on my 15th month, and now I'm 80 pounds down, and I am a slower loser because I have polycystic ovary syndrome. I have RA. I have an immune system which I got through my mom. It's genetically linked, and the ketogenic lifestyle has helped some, but not quite all yet. So I'm still trying to manage that, and still trying to see what food triggers that. But anyway, so today has been part 1 of emotional eating. So if you're struggling with emotional eating and you want to tell me, or just leave in the comments section what you're battling with, I'll be more than happy to work with you through your emotions. Because don't just think that we talk about the good stuff, because no, I want to be here about the stuff that you're going through as well. You know, we all have our slip-ups too. But as long as we get back on track and we stay focused on the main thing, which is our health and our well-being. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video and that it's helped you out some with those 5 tips that I had given you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope that you have a wonderful Tuesday. Take care, guys. Keto on. Bye-bye.